When we were in North Carolina, we went on the Battleship that was there. It was a really nice battleship. It took us 2 to 3 hours to get through the whole tour. It was so many floors and levels and stuff. I'm like, how is this even possible? It was like a mini town for real. And the one thing that got me tripped out on the first floor is like the plane. How did you even get the plane off the boat without even hitting anything or like messing up the boat or anything? That was like my only question the whole time we were there, for real. On the top floor, that was just like, how'd you even get it right there, first of all?
I'm my friends that I'll be over here. Oh, here. Oh, here. Oh, I ask myself, what am I doing here? Oh, here. Oh, here.
So this is the first floor of, well, not the first floor, but the second floor to this battleship. This was the chapel where they did church. I couldn't get in, just realized that, but I felt like the doorways were kind of hard to step over because it's like a whole big, like, little 2-inch thing to like get over. It was really complicated, but this is the bakery where they would make baked goods. This is technically, I wouldn't say the kitchen, but this is where they make baked goods because the kitchen is on the other side. That blade was really big. It mixed dough. Then this is the kitchen where they served everything, where they cooked everything. This was a very interesting kitchen because it looks like a cafeteria to school. I'm not the only one thinking that. But they had big bowls so they could stir a large amount of food because it was like thousands of people trying to eat at the same time. They have three areas that you can eat. It's like this is where they ate, and on the other side they had a little spot where you could eat as well. Because it was so many people, they didn't have like enough space, so some of them would actually be sitting in their own bedroom. It was very odd experience, but I don't think I could be living in a battleship for that long, for real, because I don't think I would survive, for real. How much people, and they had to share bathrooms and stuff. See, like, this is another area where they had to eat. I probably would get seasick or something like that. How about you?
And I can't wait so we can break apart.
This area right here, my aunt told me that this is where they type up stuff, and basically that part right there was where if the people that were bad, like, this is kind of like the little jail that they had. Jail, like, what? And that's where they'd be typing up what they did bad and stuff. This is where you could buy stuff. It was kind of like a store. This is the like ice cream place or your sweet shop, or per se. It was a very interesting place. I'm telling you, this is like a small town. You got your jail, you got your sweet place, you got your restaurants, you got what else did they have? They have freezers. These are freezers. This is crazy, for real. I was like, what? But once we get there, okay, there we go. So this is where the freezers and refrigerators are stuff. So this is like the third floor, I believe. And this is where they kept all their eggs and bread and like stuff that you could freeze. Like, technically you could freeze anything, but this is mostly where they keep their produces and stuff that needs to be kept cold. This is technically, literally, you would have to wear a fur coat down here because it was so cold. So it's crazy. It's like a whole grocery store down here, for real, in the frozen aisle, for real. That's what tripped me out the most. And then we're still in the like little area where I was telling you about the jail. This is the mail where you could like you write a letter and then you give it to the mail person, and they have like smaller ships that go faster, and so they would give it to them so they can go back to the shore and give it to their loved ones and stuff. It was really cute. It was really nice. They didn't have phones back then, so they had to mail. But what do you think about that if you had to send a letter? Crazy, right?
So call out my name when I kiss you so gently. I want you to stay. I want you to stay. Even though you don't want me, girl, I can't you wait.
This was the wishing well for the people that lived on this ship. It was very, very crazy because it was like a lot of floors down, and I was like, this is crazy. And if they collected this money right now, oh my god, they would be millionaires.
Okay, wishing well. Oh my gosh. Send me a wishing well. You gotta record that now. I literally just did. Oh, but you.
This area is where they printed out papers, I believe. Yes, they printed out papers, and this is where all the machines where they would type and print and literally make newspaper. They would make newspapers here. And it was a bunch of them down here. It would be hot and sweaty. It's literally hot. When I went down here, it was very, very, very humid and hot down here. But I thought this was very interesting because these machines were huge. They probably weigh a ton. And I'm thinking, how did you even get this on this huge boat, and how are you not sinking by this point? Because that thing probably weighs a lot. But you know, it's probably due to how much this boat is carrying. This is not even half of what this boat is literally carrying. So this would actually communicate with people outside the boat, and that is on land. And this would communicate with other ships, and this would communicate with the people that is on land and making sure that they did not sink yet. These are controls to like what are those things called? Missiles that they can just press a button and the missiles will go flying. Some of them are missiles that go well in the water. Some of them are missiles that go great in the air. So we're going, we keep on going downstairs. This is downstairs. This is the ammo. This is where they would shoot these off, and it's like lots of them down here on this level. I was kind of scared because I was like, what about these are real and somebody accidentally touches them and the whole ship blows up? But you know, I'd be thinking about the worst. But I was like, a bunch of them. Those are ammos as well, the blue things. Then down there on like a platform, as you can see, when I get closer, you can see like this line. If you could see the line, this like spin really slowly. I never knew what it was. You see that line right there? Yeah, that line. It would spin. Crazy, right? I didn't look why would it spin, but it spinned. This is gunpowder. So the gunpowder weighs like a lot. They would roll it on here, and then they would load it up into the machine. I tried to pick that up. Never do that again. It was so many of these little like walkways, and you had to bend your head, even though if you're not even tall or anything, but you still had to bend your head if you were short, like for real. These things were low. and it was hot down here. So I was like, Lord have mercy, we had more than one person down here. You guys must have been musty. All right, then this is another kitchen for the people that probably have stayed down there, because the people that control the radios, they couldn't go upstairs. They don't even know what time of day it was. This is the dentist. So it was people on here that could do teeth. I'm telling you, this is a mini city. You got your dentist, you got your food, you got your mail, you got your candy shop. Like, I'm telling you, this is a whole legit thing. And that is medicine. This is a doctor. This is a doctor office, and some of them do surgery, some of them do just like small like little cuts and bruises, some of them give you medicine, and some of them actually do surgery, like that table like before they did surgery. It's crazy. This is where sick people were. So if you like was really sick, they would put you over here. They were like, you're not gonna get us sick, all right? But it was a really nice. This is where the officers and chiefs and like captains slept, like on the bottom floor. They had their own room. Some of them had to share, like only 2 of them could be to a room, and then some of them had their own room. I'm like, that is so not fair, because the other crewmates had to share, like 20 of them had to share and stuff. It was so many rooms. Like, when I tell you, it was so many rooms. Then this is another typing room, and then we finally got back up to the top. When I tell you, it was an hour. I thought I was gonna die down there, for real. Then this is a little ship. It's not like a little ship, but it's like what are those things called? You could put your eyes into those goggles and you can see out into the ocean. It was really nice. People sat right there so they could see out into the ocean as well. It was about 4 people up here that would like check for the ocean and stuff. It was really tight in here, so like it was like a bunch of us in here, so that's why I'm showing a lot of people, because it was really like 1,000 of us in here, and all of us try to get out, and it's like this little thing that you had to go under. This is what I saw this like little light. I don't know what the light was for, but you know, I saw it for real. It was pretty fun, but it was a lot of buttons, but I didn't want to press anything, you know what I mean? But if you would have to work up here, how would you feel in this small tight space with at least another 3 people? But I would like to take the seat, thank you very much. I would like to sit down instead of standing up, if that's okay with you. I would kind of be okay with this, because I don't know, I feel like I'm claustrophobic, and like, well, not claustrophobic, but I would get claustrophobic because of staying at sea too long, and people will drive me insane, and yeah, I don't think I could do it. But if you guys can do it, comment down below. Like, I want to see your answers.
Baby, that's the truth. I'm only here because of you. No, you know me better than I do. I do. I'm saying how I feel. I'm just being real, yeah. Baby, that's the truth. I'm only here because of you.
So this is a conference room that the higher ups used to be in when they lived on here. They put newer furniture in there, because I think you can actually rent this out and have your own meeting in there. But people found this at the bottom of the ocean, so they put it in a junkyard, and people would come to this boat and take stuff out of it. So that's why some of the missiles and like furniture are missing, and some of the equipment and remote controllers are missing, because people took them out, and it's kind of disrespectful, but you know, it's nothing we can do about it now. But now they made it into a whole museum, so pretty cool. This, like, even the floors above, underneath, has a lot of floors, And it's a lot of fans here because it was a really hot day, like a 100-degree hot day. Yeah, it was something else. But it was lots of rooms. This is another room that one of the higher ups would stay in, another room for the higher ups. And this is another that was another room for the people that would communicate with the outsiders. This is the control room, so the ship would move forward and stuff. It was pretty fun. That is an old compass, so they put water in it because they didn't know what an arrow. They didn't think about putting an arrow in there, but they put water in there. It's very crazy.
Yes.
Bet you're looking for something new. Staring never cracks through. Bet I'm a trendsetter too. Bulletproof, on another level, ahead of the crew. Select never settles, it only gets better the more you see. Powerful and free, confidence is key. So watch me figure it out. It's all about what you bring to the crowd, where your reference is loud. They're calling me over.
So the next room, this room was another conference room. They put new furniture in here as well. I kind of like this room. I'm loving the green. I think this is the same conference room. No, this is a different conference room, and you can rent out this one as well. I definitely know that for sure because it literally has a brand new coffee maker in there, and my uncle knows for a fact because he was in the Marines. This is a little like area. What was this area? This was an area. It was like a little place that you had to climb into. It was really fun and really hard to climb into. Nice exercise though, you know what I mean? But me and my brother got in here. The rest of them was like, so I'm not doing that. So then this is like a little paddle boat, and this is, I think, where they would lower it and people would go on it and try to get off the boat, the big boat, I think. But then we finally got to the end and I was like, yes. But we saw a couple other rooms. I didn't want to go in there, but Mom did. But you know, I followed too. But this was like a really interesting, nice historical building, ship. I think you guys should go visit it. This is in North Carolina. I'll tell you the exact place in the link below. But this is the area this is the last little area that we went into. These are all the names of the people that were in the Marines or went on the boat in the Marines. It was crazy. It was like a lot of people. Then they have a book, then they have the displays of the people, displays of the names of the people up on the board. It was crazy. But those are the gas masks they had to wear for some of the stuff they had to do. This was a great experience. I loved it for real. But I think this is how many people died on this ship. This is where they have their funerals and stuff. It's really sad to know that many people died serving in the Marines. But this area was I think this was where you got your mail back, where you come up here and you get your mail that you have received from your loved ones, I think. Or this is where you get your money. I didn't really understand this part, but I believe this is where you got your money back and your letters and stuff. I think this was like a really interesting boat. Whoever made this was very, very thought of like literally everything. Well, they didn't think about shopping, but like for clothes, but, you know. Anyway, it probably wasn't that many girls in the Marines back then, so they probably haven't known. It's all right. It's okay. But that was like the end of our tour for the Battleship in North Carolina. Hope you guys like it, and please go to North Carolina. Okay?